Hello and welcome back to Soul Blazer. This is BioEnchanted, and today we'll be finishing off this dungeon in this relatively short video. I expected to have a lot more trouble with the boss than I did, but we'll talk about that when we get there. For now, we have a new hazard in this part of the dungeon. These spinny spike ball things, which are a little annoying because they have a very big vertical and horizontal radius, so you can very easily think they're not going to hit you because you're thinking in 3 dimensions and then get hit because it's just now higher up than it was. That's the thing, it's trying to look like a 3-dimensional trap, but it's really just a rather big 2-dimensional one. It's a little bit of a pain to get around. Like, I think they tried to program it for the whole, like, to give it a 3D aesthetic and try and make it work in 3D, but it just doesn't quite work. The light armor is going to be mostly useful for revisiting previous levels because it makes it so that any weaker enemies from the previous levels just will not hurt us at all if they touch us. We're too powerful for them now. Of course, this dungeon has a few gimmicks to play with still, so we won't be using the light armor forever for this dungeon, which means I'll end up in a bit of trouble later on, but not too much. I know what I'm doing. I think this is one last go with this really cool music, so that's pretty nice. Okay, I'm just not in the right position for that one. I'm just getting trapped by spike balls as well. It's just not going very well today. Probably get stuffed on one of the pipes like an idiot. And now, of course, you have to switch back to the ice armor because now it's throwing fire at us, which of course gives us way less defense, which means we're in a way... Yeah, as you can see, we're taking way more damage from these guys than we should be because we're having to have ice armor for now for the fire floors to avoid me having to keep switching. And yeah, and annoyingly, magic doesn't work on metal enemies or bosses. Magic is honestly fairly pointless in this game, aside from the well, not. That's to be fair, it's good for earlier dungeons with the enemies that aren't immune to it. But after a certain point, magic becomes fairly pointless in this game. Which at least means we can save up plenty of gems though, because that doesn't mean we'll never need it again. Just for now, it's outclassed. At this moment. But because it's outclassed, it gives us plenty of time to save it up. So it is useful. Yeah, when they jump horizontally, it can be kind of hard to hit them without getting hit yourself, because their hitbox just overlaps yours. I do quite like the whole overall toy thing that Leo has going on in his lab though, like the dolls that you rescue that actually appear to have souls, that kind of thing, because of course they're trapped in these things. And it did mention beforehand that a doll was a friend of his, so that's where the whole soul thing comes from. Not really that much of a spoiler, like we already kind of knew that was going to happen. Let's just wait for this to run out of helicopters, shall we? There we are. Sorry, push out copters. Yeah, that's the kind of... We thought we were between them, but that doesn't really matter in this particular instance. In between, and now it just makes us go all the way through them again. Which is, well, thanks for that, mate. That's not rude at all. Here I kind of notice just how screwed I am, so quickly just switch back to the medical herbs so that at least when I get hit I can heal, not die immediately. There we are, that's better. I'll get another one in due time. Closing on the end of the dungeon now, not much more to go. There we are. There's our final warp back, which means we're approaching the boss. And there's the actual stairs to him. So first of all, we need to make sure we're prepped though, so let's just head back through that teleporter, shall we? Because we need to pick up a few things. Well, a thing. That made that pipe look more like a maze than it was. So first things first, we need more medical herbs. Because of course these bosses are a bit of a crapshoot. And it's pretty much just a plain damage race in a lot of places. I do like that because of the fact that most of the enemies disappear permanently, it's nearly impossible to effectively grind in this game. I mean, surely we could go back into this model town and kill a few more of those, like, spike launchy things, but it wouldn't really be much point. They don't really give enough experience to be worth doing that with. There's only one point in the entire game where grinding is worthwhile. Of course that'll come right at the end, but we'll see that when we get there. For now, we're stuck at level 19, so let's just take care of this boss at this level, shall we? It's a good way of keeping the game balanced and making it literally impossible to grind for most of it. It keeps you kind of moving forward as well, so you never feel like you're just stuck in one place and not progressing for too long. Yeah, I don't know how this boss is going to go when I'm going in here, but yeah, I kind of get very lucky here. This boss can be a complete crapshoot. The Tin Doll is a nightmare because it's such a random thing with how it moves and which attacks it. It decides to use it as these teleporters that appear on both sides of the screen. So it could have easily appeared on the other side of the screen and been a big problem. Happily he didn't this time. Happily I tended to be able to just kind of take him down. I got very lucky here. He gave me a pat and I was able to just damage race, which was very nice of him. Because I was very... on my practice when I had to try a few tries with him, I think. I mean, the next boss is worse because of its gimmick, but, yeah, we'll see how that goes as well. Let's finish this off, shall we? Release a couple of dolls. Let's see what they have to say, shall we? We're nearly at 100,000 experience, which is a nice number to be at. Closing in on the 6-digit experience bar. And our health's very close to the edge of the screen too. There's a neat visual thing that happens there as well, that I'll point out when it starts happening. First of all, this first doll we rescues, who confirms that the large machines were machines of an evil. Seems like a bad machine to build, but Leo, as we saw already, was doing it under duress. And obviously he was very good at it, so well done, at least he succeeded in building the evil machine, well done. You're not a bad scientist, you're just a, I mean, you're competent at least. Now we have our 5th stone. One more to go. So let's keep our preparations up and then head to the next dungeon, shall we? Well, the next town anyway. Which is a pretty cool one. First though, another medical herb. We really need these at this point in the game. Happily though, at least the next dungeon will never make us swap back from newer armors to really old ones, because that was a terrible thing this dungeon did. I hate it when it does that. Because it's like, well, now you have no defense and will basically die in 3 hits. Have fun! Unless you just keep going to the menu a million times and swapping between armors, but that's really boring to watch, so I just decided to go for the more dangerous but visually interesting route. Playing casually, I'd be swapping out that armor all the time. You know I'd forget to, but that's what I mean to do. So let's head to the final main dungeon of the entire game. Midgard Castle. I quite like this area. It's a pretty cool one. It's got a very, very, very nice looking city as well. Our inventory is getting quite good as well. We have 4 of the 8 stones as well that will give us the bell that allows us to cast magic pretty much cheaply. And now we're pretty much done with this dungeon, so I'll see you next time as we go through Magritte Castle. Goodbye.